What's happening, everyone? Just going to walk through this week's outlook for the week on EU and GU. So we'll start with GBPUSD. As you can see, we're on the 4-hour here. Basically, last week we kind of pushed up and off of this major inducement here. So more or less, start to a new month. September, August is normally the bad month for price action. So I'm expecting price to kind of pick itself up and get going this month. So what I'm kind of looking for is price to give us some volatility coming this month. This week, maybe a little bit of an ease into it, but the second half of this year, the second half of the year is normally where you get that kick in. So you've got the first half of the year, nice price action. Then you've got July and August, which normally slow down towards the middle of those 2 months, so in between. Then it kind of picks up again looking at September. So basically, anyway, what I'm kind of looking for today is continue with the high time frame narrative of bullish, at least to our immediate highs in which we can come target. So realistically, I'm expecting this high to come and be targeted, but I am more or less looking for the high of this take to be targeted as well. So as you can see, we've come down to our extreme demand of this range here. This did give a divergence with EU at the same time. On EU, we actually induced a really important low. So I'm expecting this to hold enough weight and kind of push higher up here. So we've had the internal break, which we've actually retested with some liquidity. We've then taken that liquidity and brought in a lot of sellers up here. Now, we are retracing quite slow at the moment. This could mean two things. More or less, this is the complex pullback into this area here to then continue lower like that and taking liquidity, or what it's doing is it's just trapping liquidity in here. So by going slow through here, I'm expecting it to come and take this. We're either going to get quick reaction to the upside like that, or we will take this high here and then get that fall off here, taking that liquidity, possibly even coming to take this low, because this did major induce over to the left. So they're kind of the two options I have coming today, into this week, sorry. So more or less coming to take this high here and then continuing on from there. I believe we will continue bullish, and I'll explain on EU why that's the case. So if we jump over to EU, more or less the same type of outlook. We've pushed into this daily supply, which is the divergence with GU. We've then pushed down, majorly induced, like I've explained, and then pushed back up. So off of that inducement, we are showing that this point shouldn't hold. What we've actually given us is a internal break with a retest liquidity here, which is then broken here. We've then come and induced this very, very quickly and shown that we've trapped in sellers here, which more or less I believe this point won't hold given what's happened here. So on the lower time frames, you'll see this play out over and over again from a point that shouldn't hold. And all it's doing is just bringing in more liquidity. So we've got lots of liquidity sitting above at the top of here. Off of this inducement here, I'm not surprised. Heaps of high time frame sellers would have sold here. So I'm expecting to come and take that. So with this inducement into this mitigation, what I'm expecting is price to kind of do its thing and come push here. So just like on GU, we've got the immediate high here. We've got an immediate high, but I see long-term actually coming and taking those highs. So for you guys in the Telegram, I'll send out what I'm looking at on the lower 15-minute and daily time frames, in intraday time frames. But for now, this is more or less the higher time frame outlook coming into the week. So let's have a good week. Let's see what we can do with it, and let's go from there.